Today we are going to discuss what are the basics of statistics. Actually, when we consider about the statistics, there is a common question whether the mathematics and statistics are different or not. What's your opinion? Actually, sometimes we are also confusing about these two. But anyway, there is a significant answer for that question. Yeah, there are some differences between statistics and mathematics. Statistics requires a different kind of thinking because data are not just numbers, they are numbers with a context. That is the major difference between mathematics and statistics. There are some another. Statistics is its own discipline, not a branch of mathematics. They are having two different paths for these two. Mathematics we solve for a right answer. That's the main objective in mathematics. Statistics utilize mathematics but is more interpreting the concept to answer a question. Then you should make in your mind statistic is with something we need to add things. We need to add our thoughts into with numbers. So that is the statistical coming from. Okay, then we should define what mean by statistics. Actually, it's not a one word thing, it's a combination, if not, it's a process of works. So you can see, statistic is the science of collecting, organizing, presenting, analyzing and interpreting numerical data to assist in making more effective decisions. Basically, we are using statistics for decision making. To have a good, effective and correct decision, we are using statistics. To that, we need to collect some data and we need to organize the collected data and we need to present and we should analyze. Finally, if we done a correct analysis, then we can make a correct interpretation. Then what is the common problem in statistics? Some are misleading the statistics. Even though they collected data, some are organizing it in a wrong way, some are presenting those things in a wrong way, some are analyzing and some are using incorrect techniques to analyze. Then finally, they are making spurious interpretations. So, as a student or participant for the channel, you can have a proper idea how do we do a correct application. Okay, so subscribe this channel and keep touch the channel and you will realize what mean by statistic. At the end of this process, you will be a good statistician. Okay, according to Proston and Corden, they also define this in this way. Okay, why do we need statistic? Even though we are interested in statistics, we should know significantly what are the importance of the statistic. Why do we need it? To know how to prepare present information. Even though we have some data, those are not information. We need to process the data to convert those data into information. To know how to draw conclusions about population based on sample information. Then it's not possible to study about all the things. Suppose about in your country, you are going to study about the food habit of people. Then can you study all population in your country? No, it's not possible. But we need to study about those population. So what can we do? We can study a representative sample of that population. There is a correct way. But if we apply the bad way, our conclusion will be wrong. So we need to go through the correct path to know how to obtain reliable forecast. Based on the present situation, we can make forecast about our future. So we can apply correct method to make correct forecast. Okay, this is the difference between data and information we need to process. Now, I am discussing with you how do we do this processing, but it's not just a few minutes work. We need more and more time. So in my next videos, you can follow what are the different ways of processing data. Okay, before continuing our things, we need to define what mean by data. Observations such as measurement, gender, survey response that have been collected. Simply, it's observation that have been collected. Those mean data. What are the types of data? Actually, the main misleading thing in the statistical field is this. Some are applying the statistical techniques even though they know about some, they don't know. If they know everything about that technique, they will apply correctly. But some are applying the statistic but knowing on a few things about those techniques. Then at that moment, some are misusing the techniques with incorrect type of data. In that time, they are making some spurious as well as incorrect results. So you should apply the statistical technique with the base of their type of data. So for the different kind of data, we can apply different kind of techniques, but the base is the type of data, and there are some basic characteristics that should achieve. Under those situations, we can do a correct analysis. Upload another video in detail description about these points. Okay, the other things misleading in statistic is measurement of a scale. Normally, with every variable, we should understand what is the measurement of scales in that variable. Then, other question of mine, what mean by a variable? Normally, if you are going to use statistic, you should know, you should define a variable. If not, we are just using a statistic, but we haven't any understand. You do everything with a good understand, then you will make a good job. If not, you do something but not the perfect thing. Okay, what mean by a variable? If a characteristic have various values, we can call it as a variable. Suppose the type of your family members or your colleagues, it's varies some person to some person. There may be some similar values also, but we can have some values. Then we can call it as a variable. Then suppose about the final exam marks when you were in school period. Suppose about grade 11, final semester, final end exam marks for the mathematics. Then that's a variable. Then what are the observation in that? You can collect the marks of all your classmates. Okay, let's see what are the measures and these things. So you should answer, correct, understand about these things before moving to the even a simple statistical analysis. Okay, we'll see next day, and keep in touch about all series of video to have a good understand about statistics and to be a good statistician in the field. You can apply these things for the research or your day-to-day life or your career, all things. So, but ultimate thing, you should have a good understand. We are facilitating to you to do a good job, so you can observe all the good things with being with us. Okay, have a